to my first official episode of season 6. This season, we decided to go with a sort of Star Wars theme. Not me, of course, but that's what Scarworld decided to do. We decided to go with Star Wars. That's what it's called, Star Wars. And, well, the beginning of the season was absolutely chaotic. Work was a mess. Life was a mess. So I couldn't start recording until like now. So I have done a lot of stuff and I wanted to go ahead and give a tour. So welcome to, let me go ahead and put my armor and stuff on so I don't crash into anything. Happens a lot, trust me. Welcome to Tracy Island. And it starts out as Tracy Island, sure, but it's going to become lines of a fandom island. Ignore all the holes in the floor. I'm gonna fix that. I'm honestly probably gonna fix that. And what I mean by fandom island is that I'm going to have what's a good way to describe it? Let's see. All of my favorite fandoms, like, of course, Internet Thunderbirds Are Go from, of course, Thunderbirds Are Go. It's Tracy Island from Thunderbirds Are Go. The 2015 version. Yes, I may have this 1966 version back there of Thunderbird 2, but a lot of the Thunderbird 1 will be flying above the island. Thunderbird Shadow from the 2015 version will be flying or coming to land in on the island. Let's see. Thunderbird 4 is at our Guardian farm making a rescue. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do there with all the armor stands and everything, but that's what I've got so far. Uh, and it's been really fun, this season. A lot of old friends are back, a lot of new friends. I've made a lot of new friends this season. And like I said, a lot of old friends and a lot of old friends from when I first joined in season 4, they're back, which was a surprise when they logged in for the first time. I'm like, wait, what? I get a message from Cosmic Librarian. He's just like, Fighter Jockey's back. And I'm like, wait, Fighter Jockey's back? He's back. But he's back. So we welcomed him. And before that, one of my other first friends on the server, everybody knows Mozzie, but Maddie G, she welcomed me in season 4 with Fighter Jockey and Super Trooper, and sadly, it doesn't look like Super Trooper's going to come back, but Fighter Jockey and Maddie are back, and some of their friends are back as well. So it's like we kind of got the group back together. We haven't had much interaction because I don't want to bother Fighter Jockey and him setting up and everything. But he's having a whole lot of fun, I'm sure. Maddie's having a whole bunch of fun annoying him and getting annoyed by everyone because she's afraid of Alan. And who is Alan, you might ask? The Warden. She is very terrified of the Warden. It's kind of hilarious. Anyway, um, so I'm gonna give you a quick tour. This is the entrance to Thunderbird 2's hangar, and this is obviously Thunderbird 2. This is the 1966 version, but again, I will probably have the 2015 version somewhere in the world. I haven't decided yet. I may have it set in our East City, Lumaria. I am still working on that with a good friend of mine, Electric Smoo. Just gotta get with him, see what we're gonna do, if we're gonna do it or not. And do mind the mess, or don't mind the mess, I should say. It's still a work in progress. Everything's a work in progress. This is obviously supposed to be Brains' lab, but I I consider my storage room down there. I'll show you that in a minute. Should be familiar. It hasn't changed much from last season. Aside from the fact when we get the copper golems, I'm going to completely redesign it. It's not functional at the moment. I'm going to completely redesign it and make sure that the copper golems are there. Since we are in the ocean, I'll let you know, it was not fun digging this area out. I got really, like, not wanting to do it, and Mozzie came by, of course, good old Mozzie. He came by and was like, you're gonna drain this? And I'm like, yes, and I don't want to. And so he lent me some sponges, and he did most of it while I was asleep. I was honestly surprised. And I'm really grateful for him helping me out with that because I honestly did not want to do it. It was way too much. Um and then over here, this is the tunnel down to, this is what would be the walkway for down to Thunderbird 1's hangar that Brains does in the show. And Thunderbird 1 is supposed to be down there, and there's the swimming pool above us, of course. And I don't know why that does that. Uh and Thunderbird 1, like I said, out in it's out uh in the world. So it's performing a rescue. So that's the reason why it's not down. And then on the island, there isn't actually a place for Thunderbird 4 to launch. I mean, I just decided to come up with something interesting. This, in the map, the adventure map I found, this was the launch bay for Thunderbird 4. Okay, it kind of makes sense. But in the 2015 version, he launches from a, like, what's it called? An aquarium. There's like an aquarium right next to it. So I might have to break down the wall a little bit, like right in here. I will try not to break all the redstone that was provided for me. So I probably won't at the same time because there's really much space between this wall and this wall. It's just all redstone. You don't want to see what the inside of, like, of course I hollowed out the island. That was one of the first things I knew I was gonna do. I did not want to make it solid. I originally planned not to make it solid because, oh, that's way too much work. Way too much work. So, but anyway, like I said, this is supposed to be the launch bay for Thunderbird 4. And what I did instead was made it come down into my storage room. This lovely art is by Maddie. Don't quote me, but I want to say Cosina, something like that. And then I don't have much for art up and about except for my good friend Cthulhu's map art. She's got, it could be a blanket. I might like put it on a bed, like a fake bed that I have for like the Tracy brothers' rooms upstairs. But this is what the island started as. And obviously you saw what it looked like. It, I will be honest, I I did that in 2 weeks. I finished it in like 2 weeks, and Mozzie's just like, please don't finish your build in 2 weeks. We have a lot of season left. Yeah, I didn't listen. I completely finished the main island. But like I said, it's not just going to be the island. I'm also, what you can't see right now is I have it where, I'm not taking this bubble. I'll take this one over here. What you can't see is that I'm going to have a whole bunch of buildings from different fandoms that I like. I have the ship Dr. Stone, the Perseus, and it's kind of empty, so I'm going to like the people who built it. They decided they weren't going to build the interior, so I'm going to challenge myself and hopefully build the interior. I'm going to place it right over there. Like you could, I don't, I don't even have the schematic pulled up right now, but it's gonna go right, like water right over here, and I think it'll be awesome because a good friend slash neighbor that's here on Scarworld, I'm sure you noticed across the way, he built Toothless. So I think it'll be kind of interesting to have Toothless in the background, and it'll be just really nifty to have Toothless in the background. Shaft 1 is going to go here. I gotta fix something right here. That's the reason there's a hole there. I'm going to do the Detective Agency from Detective Conan. And then I've got a bunch of other builds I've found from other anime that I've liked. First and foremost, I am a huge nerd. If you don't like nerdy stuff, then goodbye. I'm kidding. I'm sorry to disappoint, honestly, but I'm a huge nerd, and just having the opportunity to build this, I obviously changed a whole lot, so it's not really, I mean, the outer shell is still the adventure build, but I changed so much. I've added my storage room. There's going to be, I'm not even going to do, like, I have the jungle, like some of the jungle here, and as we all know, those who have seen the show, most of the island is a jungle, except for around the Tracy residence. And I don't want to build the entire, like, just like jungle area, because I want to do other builds. If I do all the jungle, I can't put the other fandom builds on the island. So that's my concern with that. I have to extend this runway to make a road, and then I'm going to add, like I said, I'm going to add the Detective Agency from Detective Conan. I also do have a schematic for the Kuo house from Detective Conan, but I've got to update it. It was made in like 1.16, maybe 1.17, something like that. I think it would have been 1.15, like the Tracy Island map. It was made a long time ago, and it's a lovely build, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be a lot of iron, because it's going to be like a lot of iron and quartz, because that's all they had for white blocks back then. They didn't have concrete. They didn't have concrete powder. They didn't have white terracotta. So it's definitely something I've got to update and fix and all that. And so that's going to be an adventure. And but I'm really having a lot of fun with this. I had so much fun building the island itself. It was super fun. And I just have so much more planned. I've helped out a lot of, like, once again, our group, we did the Midnight Crew area, and this is right next to my portal, so I'm gonna drop down here. And, there's a hole there. Oh, hello. And then I was pretty bored, and I decided, oh, somebody added trees around. Oh my gosh. That looks kind of awesome. This area needs to be fixed up, obviously, but I decided to find this, and it was a lot of expensive blocks when I first saw it, and I'm like, no, that's gotta change. So, there's my starter base down there. But this is, like I said, this is the industrial area. Mozzie's area over there. This is the Bossy's area. are doing such lovely builds once again. You see somebody added the trees here. What was boshy here? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But yeah, uh, after I moved out of my starter base there, I decided to head out. Let me grab some more rockets. I don't have yeah, I don't have a rocket box on me. Walk in, walk in. I can glide technically. The closest ender chest is right. What's this? It's dirt. Oh, that's because Lupa's going to fix up the ground and everything. There's an ender chest over here. I'll probably cut this area. There we go. Mm, and put a stack or two, and then we can go ahead and break this down. Da, 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 da. Okay, back to the air. But yeah, my starter base, it only changed colors. That's all it really did. I changed it from blue to white to represent the pale oak. And I thought that was pretty nifty to do. The pink and the white go together so well. It's like so pretty, in my opinion. So anyway, after I moved out to this, anyway, it started out as a normal, simple village, and I've done so much to it. I've attempted to do a farm. Ignore that over there. That was a terrible farm. Um, a lot of these builds I found on Project Minecraft and then changed to fit my area. They like changed the way buildings look. This is the original when Mozzie made uh his his Nether castle last season. He used this, but then changed it all to Blackstone. Well, when I told him I was going to build in a desert, he's like, "Well, I've got like a sand castle build," and I'm like, "Ooh, what does that look like?" And he showed me, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this would fit like as Bunny's castle." You know what I mean? And like the castle that she just lives out of, even though I technically live out of my storage area, of course. But this is the Great Phoenix's uh sandcastle, and it's actually just where Maritimum. I named all my villagers strange, like Egyptian names, and this is Kemet. I apologize if I bombed that. But yeah. So I built this, and then I had a lot of fun with it, and it was just oh boy. Anyway, so yeah, when I decided that I wanted to build in the desert, Mozzie gave me this castle. And then I decided to challenge myself even further. There we go. And decided to I looked around on Project Minecraft and found basic buildings like this one and a few the other ones over there and this blacksmith area. And then Mozzie gave me this, or no, I found this, and then Mozzie gave me the little, it's supposed to be a lighthouse, but it's kind of more like a church bell. People just, I guess this is the little tiny church area? I don't know. It's what I want it to be, technically. And then I found this lovely desert here. And, or not these docks area, my bad. And I didn't change much with this area because I loved how it looks. I did this like path here and to like change it up because it only came with with this, and this was kind of, it was like here over. So I added this path so I could connect it to my area, and it just went from there. And this wall here, this was originally from a desert oasis map area, and I liked the the entrance here, but at the same time, some of the blocks are obviously different. I changed a lot of the blocks, but it's supposed to be like a huge wall all the way around, and this was going to be where I originally planned to put a castle. But then I decided, no, I'm going to add over across this area, and I love this bridge. If you look at it just right, it's giving you a side eye. Which, as one knows, in Scarworld, we love our side eyes. Uh, our our ho- our our big host Scar, he's got a major side eye, and we all love that. And I found this. It looked a lot different. The original like design for it. I changed it up. The dress is blue. The wings were. I think the wings were first uh lava. I think maybe something like that. And instead, I changed them to being uh as you can see, mang blocks, glass, and I was gonna put the lava in there, but then I'm like, no, that don't look right. So it's it's pretty much all lit up, and I love how it turned out. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I tried to make her look as much like me, but it's actually my character's ancestor. Like the lore of this area, it's best described as a long time ago, the uh the girl here, the girl, she showed up to these lands, and it was before the people, like the player character appeared in this world. She showed up in this world, and she saw the untapped potential of this world. And she she was just wandering for aimlessly for a long time. And when she ended up here in the desert, they were first very skeptical of her. But the guardian golems, aka these little guys, they saw the what's the word? They saw the good in her. So they decided to team up with her and just protect the village. That's the reason there's like a little tiny wall. It's supposed to it's changed from this from what I decided to do. The wall that I have over there, that's what it used to be. That's how tall it used to be. But after a while, the outside world became less dangerous for the people in the village. And so the wall kind of just started to crumble. And then one day she vanished, like as one does. Very, very similar to Aang from Avatar Last Airbender. She just up and vanished one day. And when she returned, it wasn't really her, it was me. I returned. I came back, and I found my way here using the journals that she had left, that in when she went to Bunny's original home. And when I came here, I found this area, and the golems and the people, they recognized me as her. And that's where I've gotten so far. That's all I've got so far. And so I'm like pretty much picking up where my ancestor left off. So it's looking pretty great. So this is all I've got so far. There's supposed to be another castle over there, but I'm severely procrastinating it. I I don't know what I want it to look like. I want it to look kind of sort of like for those who play Power World, I kind of want it to be in the same design as that desert village thingy, the encampment settlement. The, for those who play, they know what I'm talking about. And it's a little difficult to do with a skeleton walking around over there, and there shouldn't be. Uh, and that's just what I plan to do at the moment, and uh, it's the whole part of like finding blocks that can fit to make it where it's my own. This is going to be the difficulty. This is a lovely map art by Epic Blue Mouse. I believe that's what her name is. She's one of our mods, and she makes amazing art. But these are based off of the season 4. Uh, I believe, yeah, no, season season 5. Yes, season 5. Uh, maybe. Whatever the season we did where we had all of the that was season 5. That was season 5, yeah. Um we had the 2 cities in last season, and these are just remembrance of cities that we had. So it's just an Easter egg from past seasons that appear in people's videos and stuff like that. And I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I have suggested she do like Firefly Island, which her only problem is she's like, oh, I've got to find out uh where would be a good angle for Firefly Island. I'm like, that giant treasure chest that we had on the island, that on the industrial island, that would be perfect shot. I'm like, if you need a good view set, you could either do it from my floating ship, which is supposed to be in thought of when the Jolly Roger and Peter Pan was flying, or you could do it from like they could do it from like Mozzie's area or Cosmic's area, or even now Martin's area might be too far. But the closest, if if you have distant horizons, which I'm not sure she does, and like you can see the island from my base. So I mean that would be a good viewpoint. And she's like, she has to do some thinking about it, but we're still hoping that she'll do it because just having a like Easter egg of past areas is absolutely gorgeous. So this season my videos will be very scarce. It will be when I feel like doing them. Obviously, we were a year into season 6, and this is my first video, but it's mainly just a this is what I've done type of video. And oh, I haven't. This is Frank the Second. Frank, for those who remember Frank from last season, and this is Gatsy. I named him Gatsy because he's a gas, and when you put his little goggles on, he looks like Mozzie Crafter. It's absolutely hilarious. I saw that in the video for the Happy Gas, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks just like Mozzie. So it's Gatsy. And he look at that, he flew in to say hello. and then we obviously got the whole squad behind us. And I think call this episode a day. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye.